we live? Are we live? We're live. What's going on, Jennifer Lacey?
Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
I am ultra fantastic. I'm trying to hold back my energy because I actually got good sleep last night and got me a 2-mile run in before going live right now.
Nice.
And I'm on my second refill of my gold juice.
Nice.
So I'm doing good. I'm a little sad, and I imagine the No BS tribe out there in the Omniverse is surprised that you're not all Valentine's out. What's up?
First of all, they should not be surprised, and you should not be surprised that I am not a big celebrator of Valentine's Day. So let's just make that statement. So whatever Jesse says, and it's not because love and care and all the relationship stuff. It's literally nothing to do with that at all. It has to do with the creation of, I know what it represents, and I know it's the St. Valentine, all the things. I've done the research, but also it is a created event that is meant to pick a day for me to show you how much I love you. And and people make a lot of money off of it instead of it being a focus of what about the other 364 days of the year? So I am not bought in at all.
Well, and what's interesting is I have exactly the same feeling about every holiday.
I know.
I feel exactly that. But anyways, all right. So we're gonna have a conversation today, yeah?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Oh my gosh. So and we've kind of led up to it. So the last time we did a live stream a couple weeks ago, it was about the bigger forces out there that are keeping us from being able to be the person that we need to be or want to be or strive to be or aspire to be. What all those things are, there's things that are holding us down and keeping us locked in, and we're not able to do what we want to do. That was kind of our focus a couple weeks ago. And then afterwards, you and I started talking, and I'm like, Jesse, yes. And what about when you finally get permission, or people finally move obstacles out of your way, or you don't have someone that's just holding you down? People still don't act.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. So that's why, if anybody saw the thumbnail, and I don't know, you probably don't know this, Jen, but I'm also live on Instagram running an experiment, see how it goes. So if you're out there, go to YouTube and look for No BS with Jen and Jess, so you can see the other voice that you're hearing. Anyhow, the thumbnail for today's event said permission, pathways, and procrastination. And kind of what you talked about, right? I know that it's a courageous, even terrifying thing to take steps out of our norm, right? To do things that are outside of our comfort zone, because there's some risk there. And a lot of my people that I talk to, you friends of ours, mutual friends of ours, people that I know outside of us, they have an idea, they want to do a thing, they want to have an impact on the world, but they're waiting for permission, right? Not waiting. They really believe, or they've decided that they need permission, or they're researching the pathway, what's the right way to do that. And in Jesse land, those are just imaginary things that are, it's procrastination masked as needing permission or needing the right pathway. And so I'm excited to talk about it because I know we got a lot of people in our circle that are all about change and having major impact in their communities, etc. And so it may spur some people to jump into action. But if they're anything like Mr. James Gates, he don't need no spurring. That man does all kinds of stuff. He don't play. And heads up, James, Chewy created a special video just for you. I'm behind schedule, but I'll be sending that out to you. And we also have, coming in from YouTube land, Canal del Dijor Dano. Good morning. I don't know if I said that right, but I feel like I'm bilingual now. And so, I want to jump into it, but before, would you mind doing the housekeeping, Jennifer?
Happy to do that. So so really quick, if you are out there and we have come across your feed and you're like, what are these knuckleheads doing? Please stop for a second and listen. If you've been out there listening to us, but you've been in the car, you've been busy, and you're like not really engaging in the conversation or adding your comments, we're talking to you. Also, any of you that have been out there lurking, you kind of comment. Sometimes you don't. You've been here a while. You left. You came back. Any of that. We are asking you to put a blue heart in the comments, specifically because what the blue heart does is it signals for us and for our tribe. So number one, the blue heart lets us know you're new, and we want to make sure we jump on you, we recognize you, and we go and we engage with your content. So that is huge because that's what we do is we support each other. But it also signals to our tribe, like, hey, we got a new member, so let's connect and let's make sure that we are bringing that person into the fold. So every time you comment, every time you do something in the chat during the call, because we don't know you're there unless you comment, you also get your name into a drawing for the randomizer, which will allow you to get a free month of hanging out with Jesse and I for 2 different events that we do around communication and connection and listening and growing and all that stuff. What did I miss, Jesse?
Well, I just want to hit again the randomizer.
Yes.
So, and before I get into detail, they're coming in, Jen. So let's give a shout.
Okay. Yes.
We got Mr. Wallace coming in from YouTube land, says good morning. We got Miss Gloria Fuentes. We're going to be hanging out with her in Chicago at Converge Construction Summit.
Yes.
What's up, sister? She's coming in from Florida, I think. Miss Sarah Ganella, she says, happy Valentine's Day. What's up, No BS Tribe? We got some good comments coming in from the YouTube. We got Yael is king, whatever that means. Hello. Another troublemaker, James Gable, which I think this conversation is absolutely going to resonate with him. Look, blue heart on the YouTube.
Nice. Yeah, thank you.
Man, Adam Hoots.
Good morning, Adam.
DJ Hootie Hoo in the house. And then a troublemaker that Miss Laura. I know her too. She's awesome.
Good morning, Laura.
Man, we got them all coming in. Oh, look at this. Who's that?
Good morning.
Oh my goodness. All right. So folks, just to reiterate what Jen said, you drop your comment. Like if you're a lurker and that's as far as you're willing to go, no problem. Keep on lurking. But if you want to get in the randomizer, leave a comment, drop an emoji, or because today is Jennifer's special day, drop a happy Valentine's Day just for Jennifer, and that will get your name in the hopper. And like Jen said, at the top of the hour, we'll run the little, what's it called? Raffle type thing. And if your name gets selected, you'll get a 1-month pass to Emotional Bungee Jumpers and Cultivation Crew, where we're working, reinforcing leadership skills, construction, communication, leadership skills in a big, meaningful way. But I got to warn you, we're going to challenge your comfort zone. So if you ain't scared, drop a comment. And that would be, oh, look, got a heart there. We got a happy Valentine's Day for Ms. Jen. All right, so let's get to it, Jennifer Lacey.
Okay, what are we talking about today?
So the question, like the overarching question that I want people to like lock in on is, what are you waiting for? Right? Like you have an idea, you see a gap, a problem in your community, in your workspace, your company, whatever. You have an idea that can make it better, or you have an aspiration to do something. And I'm going to keep it simple, because this is a pretty common one. I want to be more active on social media, but it's like, okay, what are you waiting for? Like for real, it's just a matter of taking the action. But I also understand how terrifying it can be, because there's all kinds of things that, we like to spin up in our head. And so I want to attack the permission idea first.
Okay.
In terms of like starting an initiative, taking a big step, getting out of your comfort zone. And so the first question is this, for all the No BS Tribe members out there in the Omniverse: do you tend to wait for permission before you act? And so I'm curious, Jen, where are you on this permission thing?
I think, well, you know where I'm at now. So I will absolutely say that I am not a ask for permission. I am a ask for forgiveness person. That is, I live by that. And it has, and it's scary. It's scary because you have to be in a place comfortable, but also confident that it could go wrong. It could go sideways. Somebody could not be okay. And that's scary. It's scary when you're in a place that like someone could tell you no, or tell you you're where we don't allow that. We don't have permission to do that. That is not the direction we want to go.
Yeah.
And so it's scary, but and where I used to be, and I think we'll dig into this today, is what, in a role, or within a company, you have your roles and your responsibilities, and you have all the things above you and beside you and all this stuff. And it's very easy to kind of get in this, here's my path. Here's my path. Here's what I need to do. And I know what I need to do to forge this path, to continue down it. And like, people have done it before me. People are going to do it after me. And this is the path, and it works. And I am good with that.
Yeah.
That's okay. If that's where you are, then, I mean, it is, I mean, you know where you want to go. There are other people that maybe are like more like us, that are like, I know that I want to go that direction. I'm not really sure where I'm going to end up, and I could completely screw this up, but it could be freaking amazing. And I want to go there. And so that's, I think, the permission. It's like, do you wait for people that don't see what you see, don't know what you know, or even don't even have the idea of what it could be, to tell you what to do? And I think that's where I realized that was the shift for me. I was early on asking permission from people that couldn't see what I saw. How would they be able to give me direction?
Yeah.
So that help you?
It does help. I'm going to come back to it.
Okay.
Because I think what's important for the folks out there in the Omniverse is like, what did it feel like when you first started? Yes. Like just acting with or without the permission. But we'll come back to that. So we got some we got some great freaking comments in here that I think is helpful, right? People are answering the question, do you tend to wait for permission before you act? And I love this. We got Oil Up for Daddy says, I don't get this. Understood. And so we're talking about, like, if you have an idea, you see an opportunity to improve, or you just want to make a bigger impact in the world, do you start taking action, or are you waiting for permission for somebody to say, yes, it's approved, go forth and be amazing? Because my assertion is waiting for permission is just procrastination. Sure, there's some risk if you do it without permission, but that's life. You got to take a risk. And I love Mr. Joseph. What's up? Boom! Joseph Gonzalez coming in from Miami, Florida. He says, my life is based on my permission. I love that because it's very simple. And it's kind of at the core of how I do my decision-making in terms of when I'm going to take a step and make a change or whatever, is I just have to give myself permission to do it. Because nobody else, especially now, I'm an independent man. I don't need anybody's permission. Like, what are they going to punish me? How are they going to, what's the word? What is the consequence of me doing the thing? It's going to cost me time. It's going to cost me money, maybe some credibility. What's the benefit of doing the thing? The inverse of that, but in a really big way. And so the permission thing is, I think, again, it's a real thing, but there's ways around it. So Miss Gloria says, ask for permission. You directly know the answer to that. Actually, I did speak with my company about my social media presence before I started, and they have always been very supportive and see the ROI as a business in new business that does come in from my relationships on social. And so I love that, because it's not just, we're not talking about just freaking rampaging and doing whatever the hell you want. I mean, you can do that, like for real, you can do that, but be prepared for the consequences. But in the professional setting, which it gets a little stickier, right? When you have a real job, and I want to talk about, I've been chastised before because I say it all the time, I don't have a real job. But so Jen, hit me back on that later, because it's relative to this conversation we're having now. But I completely respect people saying, okay, hey, company, this is what I do. This is where I roll. This is the things that I'm active about. And I'm not prepared to sacrifice that. And maybe you use different language, but just being clear on the terms, right? Like, this is what I'm going to do. If it's a problem for you, then maybe I don't need to work here.
Right.
Or maybe we need some kind of variation, deviation, so that I don't get prosecuted or, punished for this thing. And by the way, here's my account so you can see the tone of what I do. I think that's just professional behavior. Oh, look, we got Miss Jackie. She says, hey, everybody, what's up, sister?
I think she's Blue Heart. I don't know if I've seen her before.
She's been on here before.
Okay.
And actually, I live streamed with her because she's super awesome.
Nice.
Look, we got some more answers. Oh, look, Joseph always brings in his go for it, right, wrong, good or bad. We've all been there. Make shit happen. Excellent. Mr. Nick, thank you, brother. If you haven't read The Obstacle is the Way, and if you're like struggling on launching a new idea or building your community, whatever that little idea in your head is that you're like looking for a pathway and waiting for permission, The Obstacle is the Way will give you some freaking perspective. And he's saying it, right? It's a great book. For anyone struggling with the big transition or big decision, the Stoic values, Stoicism is like all the rage right now. But it absolutely does have some good things. Some real talk now. We got Jackie saying, I just resigned from a board as they wanted to limit what we could say or post on personal social media pages. Hard no for me. I'm a person first. So, all right. What do you think about that, Jen? Like, for
we
real?
talked a little bit about this a couple weeks ago on like, and I love, because some of your examples and the things you pull in are like when you were going into your last real job, even though you have a real job, you were very open and upfront going into that of like, here's what I do, here's the things like that. So I think companies who have had a policy, and that's how I'm going to frame it. Companies that have a policy that can tell people when and where they can speak about their companies, they are allowed to do that. They have permission to do that. They have earned the right to do that. You are limiting the potential of your people. And right now, they may not know it yet, but Jackie does.
Yes.
And Jackie gets to make a choice on, you can limit me or you can't.
Yes.
And some people are within a firm and they have to kind of, okay. I mean, so that's some of the stuff we dug into before. We're going to dig into a little bit more with like, okay, yes. And what are you going to do? And Jackie was very clear that yes, you have permission to do this. You can tell me what you will allow, and I get to choose what's next.
Yes. And it drives the decision. You just got to make a decision. Okay. Oh man, we got more coming in. All right. Yesenia, sister. She says, no, I'm not a permission first leader. I'm a read the room, honor the people, then move with purpose leader. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mr. Clyde King says, I'm one who will post the truth, be it good or bad, in my random thoughts. I won't call out any individual or company, which is smart. but definitely won't hesitate to speak my mind. Beautiful. Like 100% reasonable, very smart. Joe says, forget the policies, man. People got to be free. I agree. But it's a little different. All right, Jen. So I'm going to go back to you on this permission thing, because you and I have hear this a lot.
Yep.
Sure, it's easy for you to say, sure, it's easier for you because of where you're at, and as if we just popped into the world with our current situation. So what did it feel like be operating in a way, because I know this was a long time ago, but I know that you were there, seeking for permission before making any decision or taking an action? What did it feel like that experience? Because for me, that was like in elementary, middle school. I don't really remember it.
I want to say scary, but I don't think scary is the right one. It was, I felt very confined.
Okay.
We'll start with that and you've kind of gotten to see over the course of my my journey through all of this. Early on, the confinement was within myself. Let me be clear. Part of it was I was so wound up on, let me think the best way to say this. Do I have permission to share things that I'm not the best at? Do I have so it was me. Am I in a place where like people should listen to me? And for a long time, I think people call it imposter syndrome. They can call it whatever they want to call it, but I was self-limiting because I'm like, ooh, I don't have this degree. Ooh, I don't have this experience. Ooh, this is what I do, but it's not the same as that. So like, why would they listen to me?
Yeah.
And so it was very self-limiting, and it kept me small. It kept me, even though like that's how you and I connected. Even if you go back 5-6 years ago and what Jennifer was doing and how I was posting and what I was engaging with, it was very small based on what was inside of me, because I was like, I can't compete with that. I've not done that. I'm not the person that, I don't think anyone cares about that. Like that was all in my head, and it wasn't someone going, stop, stop, stop. It was me very much convincing myself that I don't have permission because I'm not credible.
And
it was,
did anybody ever tell you that you were not credible?
No. In fact, it was when you and I had the very first conversation that we got on the phone and talked. 3 hours into it, I know, poor you had to listen to me, and you're like, what is going on with this person? But it was very much, even at that point, I still had a presence, Jesse. That's how we connected. I was still yeah, but I can't do that. I'm not good enough for that. Even at that point, it was me keeping myself small with no one telling me I didn't have permission to do it.
Oh, thank you, Jen. What I love about that is you recognize it was you telling you, right? We're looking for permission. We think, right? Our brain does it to us, right? We just make sure and all the negative scenarios that we run through our head are all imaginary. For real. Could they happen? Yes. Mm-hmm. Could they also not happen? Yes. But we run all these scenarios. We don't have credibility. I don't have permission. I'm not the right person, blah, 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 blah. And no one has ever said that to you. Right. That's why for me, it's give yourself permission to do it messy. Give yourself permission to do it wrong, but do the damn thing. So I love your answer, because I hope that helps some folks out there in the Omniverse. If that's resonating and landing with you, drop a thumbs up in the chat. And we got some people. We got Miss Cindy.
Good morning. She's killing it. She's killing it in her new position. Good job.
She is giving herself permission. I like it. Oh, we got Miss Haiti. What's up, sister?
Good morning.
She's up in your area, DFW. I still
Oh,
have
you need to connect.
failed. Yeah. You got to connect with her. I still have failed to meet you in person, Miss Haiti, but I will.
I'm going to do it first. So I will. I'm going to.
Yeah, get Haiti. Make sure you have like a rose for Jen for Valentine's Day. She really loves that. And then, so heads up, guys, we got Oil Up for Daddy. I love that name on YouTube. Says my business is failing. So I don't know the deal, and I don't want to get too far off track, but I do want to say the tribe is awesome. We got some folks out there that are operators. If you got some insight or you want to spend some time with Mr. Oil Up for Daddy, hit him up because all of us know running a business is not the easiest thing.
Yes.
Oh, look, Christopher says, inner good, bad, and ugly cop. Right? Like that. That's a beautiful.
It is like all the Jiminy Crickets are right there going. Yes.
And it's all between your ears. Oh, I love that. Oh, look, see, James says, thanks, Jennifer, for exposing the hardest part of permissions. They come from within ourselves. I'm going to leave it there. Yes, it like for real, if you're out there tinkering with an idea, and most likely you've been suppressing it for years because the conditions aren't perfect and you're not sure. The one thing I want you to, there's two things. The first thing I want you to do is recognize, or maybe do a quick inventory. How many other real life human beings have said that shit to you? And write it down. My guess, it might be 1 or 2 30 years ago. After you write that list down, then I want you to say, I give myself permission to start. And then just take the next step, period. Is that too overwhelming, Jen?
It isn't. And I want to, you said, like, who said it? What real life person has said it to you? So there's that. And the other is, I just had it. Oh, when you're reading, this was a shift for me. When you're on whatever platform and you're reading content and everything inside you that you're passionate about, you're not seeing. And to me, that was the shift of like, oh, lean and this and that and tools and pool planning. Like, again, that was where I was. But all the things that mattered to me, like, and Jesse, you and I talk about it a lot. I didn't see it. I didn't see it where other people could see and share and dive into the people part and the caring for human beings part and all of that. I'm like, I'm not seeing it. And so that was my, I'm gonna say, that was the shift inside of me where the switch changed, where my permissions were like, well, I'm going to lean into that.
Yeah.
And so that was huge for me.
Oh, I love it. So Gloria dropped the bomb, but I want to go back to Oil Me Up, Daddy, just because I like saying those words. So Oil Me Up, Daddy, I know you're on YouTube, but Mr. Joseph Gonzalez said he can look me up anytime. So there it is, bro. You're struggling with your business. Head on over to LinkedIn, look for Joseph Gonzalez, CBO, LSSGB, and start the conversation, my man. There ain't no reason for you to suffer in silence or independently. You're not the only one, and there are people that can help. And Joseph, thank you, brother, for putting yourself out there like that. Now, Gloria brings a good point, and I'm glad that she did, because it's easy for me to like overlook it, right? She says, somebody did tell you you don't have permission. The self-limiting beliefs come from the high school counselors or similar telling you that unless you don't have a certain piece of paper, you aren't worthy, right? And I'm going to agree with that, because I do remember having that feeling when I decided I got a summer job to save up money to pay for tuition, room and board. I'm not tuition, for room and board. Because I didn't fill out applications and all that other bullshit. And I was on a job site, commercial job site, first commercial job site I had ever been on. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It was like Disneyland, like for like Universal Studios, like Vegas, everything combined, just like, this is where I belong. And I decided, about 2 or 3 weeks later, I'm like, I ain't going to college. I want to do this. I want to be in this environment. But it was my 3rd year of plumbing apprenticeship before I was like proud of the decision I made. I was beating myself up because I wasted my potential and I could have. And so all that to say that we have some programming and conditioning that lends itself to us thinking that we need to follow the traditional path, which again ties back to my point about me not having a real job. That lends itself to us expecting that there's some kind of rubric that we need that when we find it, we will be able to design the life of our dreams. And the reality is those yes or no situation, pass fail situation is only in the academic space. In life, there is no test sheet for life, right? There is no study guide. I mean, you can pull from other people's lessons, but in terms of like designing a life where you can contribute your gifts and talents to the greatest degree, you're the only damn person out there, baby. And ain't nobody done it like you can do it. So you just need to start doing it. All right. So thank you, Gloria, for pointing that out. Now, Jen, I want to ask you one more question on the permission thing.
Okay.
So, and you articulated very well what it felt like and why you were in that space. Now, can you remember when you said, screw it, I'm going to do it without permission? And what did that feel like?
Yes, I know the moments. It was a couple weeks. But early on, when you and I were doing a lot of stuff and kind of starting to get kicked off, it became very clear based on our conversations and you calling me out that I defined my value based on the contributions I was giving my firm.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not Jennifer's value or Jennifer doing these things. It was me. It was my connection to the firm I worked for. And that's how I articulated it to you. And you listened and you had lots of patience, but you also started like questioning me and calling me out on, is that you? Is that them? Is that both of you? Like what, like you started like really pushing me to start looking at my value, not the value that is tied to a company or a board or something else, but what is my value? And it took a little bit, but once I started separating those things, that I have this value and I can do this anywhere. I don't have to do it just here. And so as soon as that happened, it was a switch, because as soon as I realized I love my job and this is where I want to be and this is what I want to do because it's a great firm. But if I do this and they don't support it and they're not aligned with it, then what? And as soon as my brain made the disconnection of, then I will go somewhere else. As soon as I was in a place where I was okay with that, it changed everything that I do on social media. And I still represent them. Like I'm very much, a lot of what I post has to do with things I do within my firm. But as soon as that switch happened in my head, that I gave myself permission to like, what is my value? What do I provide? What can I do that is not limited to inside this firm? It then was so big, and the ripples that were created from it are now all coming back, and they're getting value also from the things I'm doing that don't even connect to them.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. No, it does. And again, what I want to point to is that we're human. Like you and I both understand what that feels like. And because I know a bunch of the tribe is maybe stuck, and it's like, what you see up here on the screen, we've been doing this for over like 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot. Go back and watch the first one.
No, don't go back.
Right. And then if you think about, when I think about like the decisions and the moves I've made over my career, it was little bitty. Now it looks like, oh, Jesse, but man, it didn't start like that. Like it was scary. It was difficult. It was terrifying. And you know, I'm just going to, in case nobody has noticed, you decided to stop asking for permission you took the action, you took the leap, and you didn't die.
I didn't die. And someone said this to me that I think everyone here needs to, what is your personal brand? Like someone asked me, and they didn't ask so much, what is your personal brand? I see that you have found your personal brand. Someone said that to me.
Yeah.
And to me, it was, I was doing things and someone said that, and I'm like, I'm doing the right things.
Yes. And so, Christopher, another point, and I think this is an important point, right? Is what's the boiling over point for each of us? And when do we get to like, no mas, right?
Yes.
This thing is bigger than the voices inside my head. Beautiful question. So I'm gonna leave that on the screen for people to marinate on it. And if I want to answer that question, like do some self-reflection. If you want to be courageous, drop your thoughts in the comments, because I think it's an excellent point, which takes us back to the thing I keep referring to. I say very often that I don't have a real job, or back when I had a real job. And people are like, Jesse, you do have a real. I was like, no. I do real work, but I don't have a real job. The delineation for me in a real job and whatever the hell it is I'm doing is that I see a real job as the pathways that have already been established, right? Go get education, get certification, work at a certain level for X amount of years, push all the buttons, do all the things. And then you get the promotions, you get the raises, you get the retirement. And I'm not judging that. Like, that is a very fruitful experience for people. And millions of people have built families and had amazing impact in the world by doing that. I could not. And so the boiling over point, like what Christopher's asking, what's the boiling over point for each of us, where the thing becomes bigger than the voices in my head? That happened for me during COVID, during the lockdown. I had an amazing job. Like, I had a job that nobody should get paid for because it was just all fun. But all of a sudden I couldn't travel, and I was traveling around central United States, right? I had some regional responsibility. And I remember I had time to think. And so I'm thinking, I'm like, man, I have this really amazing job that I really shouldn't have, like credential wise and, criminal record wise and all that. But it's freaking amazing. I'm living a dream. But still, there's this sliver of stuff that I do that brings me massive fulfillment. The rest is fun, but this is fulfilling. And the fulfilling part was not on my job description. It was crap that I just decided to do without permission, which is coaching people one-on-one or working with small teams long-term, because I could see the growth and the transformation in the way they function professionally and personally, right? I could see that. I was like, oh, I'm helping, right? I feel like I'm helping. And so what I did was I said, okay, well, I just need to figure out how to do this all the time, like as many more hours as I possibly can. I put a little kindergarten business plan together in terms of how I would transition my responsibilities to, the succession plan and blah, 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 and how we could restructure so I could do that for the business. I went to my bosses and they said, yeah, Jess, we don't want that. We don't need it. We got something for that. And they did. And they said, and by the way, we have a different plan for you. And I said, oh, okay, what is it? And they told me, and I was like, which was a pretty damn impressed, like on my if it was on my resume, you would think I got it together. But it's not what I wanted to do. And so that was the boiling over point for me, because I said, you know what? I could stay here for another 10 or 15 years and keep pushing my agenda and do whatever they want me to do. And I'll make this much progress, and it's going to limit my fulfillment. I said, if I really believe in this, why am I expecting somebody else to fund it? Like, if you want it, bro, go get it. And so that's when I decided, like, I need to start my own business. It took about 18 months, between maybe 24 months, between that realization and actually starting my business. But that was the boiling over point. Like, it was just like, okay, I don't need permission. I just need to get some things in order so that I can go and figure out how to do the damn thing. And here we are almost 4 years later. What do you think about that, Jen? Is
Well,
that
you said something that I think will resonate with a lot of the people that are listening. So we have a lot of really cool comments, so I want to get to them in a minute. But what is that sliver, if it's a sliver, or that moment, or something bigger than that, that brings you fulfillment? And there's, listen, if you don't know Luceri, she is new. So she's Blue Heart, and I get to have her in my company, and she's starting to post on LinkedIn. So it's like she's doing some things and not realizing she's already part of this tribe anyway. So again, when he pulls up her comment, like, connect with her, like her. She's got a post, I think, out today or yesterday. So go and connect. But she's really doing some really cool things, pushing, challenging. And I get to talk with her every once in a while, but she is she's coming into her own and sharing her and finding her brand. And so just, it's, what is that thing that brings you fulfillment? And you said it, but it's like it goes back to, like, when you do your job and you get up in the morning and you get excited about what you're about to do, you loved your job, you were having fun. You know, what are those things that, like, man, like, for me, it was what are my ripples of impact and how do I make them bigger?
Yes.
That was, to me, whenever I saw the things I was doing, but it was confined into one firm, one place. And I'm like, oh, but like, there's more than this.
Yes. So much, like, and more is an understatement.
Yes.
Like, massive. And again, my secret to life is sharing my gifts and talents in service to others, because it brings fulfillment. And as I do that, I discover new gifts and talents, and the impact that I have expands and reverberates throughout the universe, and it just keeps growing. Like, it's not a little bit more, it's massively, massively more.
Yes.
And so Luceri, is this who you were talking about?
Yes.
Luceri, she says, I think a job is where you go for a paycheck. A career is where you find passion and purpose. I love the framing, and I want to add that I made this mistake, so don't make this mistakes, folks. If it, like, your fulfillment, purpose, passion doesn't have to be the way you make a living. And I think a lot of us get it twisted and feel like I should get all my purpose fulfilled from my job or career, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you just got to do a damn job so you can make money and pay your stuff.
Yes.
And you can design an experience or design your life in such a way that you're drawing fulfillment out of other things beyond just the 9 to 5, beyond the job. But Luceri frames it nicely, right? Because yes, a career is very different than a job. There's growth opportunities. There's all kinds of things that will help you expand and grow, etc. Now we got a heavy one. Miss Yesenia says, I grew up in the construction industry believing I had to earn the right to be heard. Too often, my ideas were ignored until they came from someone else. So it's been a journey to no longer seek permission. My turning point came when I found a company that valued my voice and trusted my leadership. Is Yesenia the only person that's ever experienced that, Jen?
I'm just like trying to like take a breath right now, because she's like, I mean, yes, she what she's speaking and what she's saying is not a little tiny percentage of people. It is like, do I deserve to be heard?
Mm-hmm.
And that made, like, I mean, who would quite, like, that is real. That is, do I speak up? Do I say something? Do I challenge? Because who am I? What have I done? What am I bringing to the table? Number one, then you like get enough nerve to go, I'm going to do this. And then, like she says, then it becomes no value, not going to listen to you. Someone else can take the credit, that kind of stuff. You're navigating that, and then you have to keep going, or you get to sit small and decide this is where my place is. And I just feel like a lot of our tribe members, aren't going to sit small. And so this didn't work. Okay, now what? And I
Yes.
think that's where we're seeing a lot of shifts. You and I specifically, we talk about it a lot, is we're seeing a lot of shifts of, okay, that didn't work. This person, I didn't have this conversation, this decision didn't work. And we don't just go, ooh, let me back up and let me not be loud and let me not be, what I believe in. I just think the shift is happening and people are not responding that way. They're slowly getting in a place where they're like, no, this needs to be heard.
Yeah. Well, what stands out to me, and again, back to for clarity, just in case you just popped on and you missed this, the procrastination, because you don't have permission or don't have a pathway, comes from a lot of directions.
Yes.
You gotta give yourself permission, take the step, and it's like you have to make some hard decisions. Like it is not easy. And similar to Jackie, Yesenia says it. My turning point came when I found a company that valued my voice and trusted my leadership. And for real, and all my fellow managers out there that hire employees and lead people that are involved in that part of the business, you may not like this. Because my advice to people that are in a situation where the leadership is not been investing in them, developing them, and quieting them, that are creating a situation that Yesenia described, a lot of people want to figure out, like, how do I change them? Right? How do I get them to stop doing that? How do I get them to be a real leader? My advice is the easiest way to change them is to change them, meaning find a new one, get the hell out of there, right? Because there are some environments that's the way they roll, and the effort and energy you're going to put into like changing them is wasted energy, man. You could just go find you a better damn place to be where you can thrive and grow, where they'll nurture your skills and talents and challenge you. But you got to make the decision. Just like earlier, she said, not Yesenia, Jackie said, the board said, hey, you can only do X, Y, Z. Awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. I ain't playing that game. Peace out. Right. Sometimes you gotta be prepared to sever ties and make a move, which I know is not easy. It's very, very difficult. Now, Christopher says, for me, the boiling over point was when my personal mission, company mission, to make the people in construction industry better. That's why we get along, Christopher. What can I do? Then where is my tribe who have aligned purpose and mission to have a force multiplier effect? Right. And so getting clear 100%. And I think that's a real chat. Maybe we need to talk about that at some point. But how do you get clear about what the hell it is that you're here for and want to put all your efforts and energy into? What do you think, Jen?
Yes. Well, and there's a comment you didn't pull up yet. So I think it falls into this, and it was someone asking, like, what do you mean by personal brand? What do you mean? So and I want to go back to, because Christopher identified and said, this was the point where I had to make a decision on, here's what I feel, here's what I see, here's what I want to do. And is it aligned? Is it not aligned? Like it's those times where like it's that turning point. It's that boiling point of I have to do something different, or I have to keep doing this even though I don't have permission, or things like that. Or I have to keep doing this even though it's scary and I don't know what's going to happen. Like those moments. And so I don't want to answer this yet, because I think this is a good little experiment based on, can you expand on that personal brand, which seems like it's different, but blending with business brand. So those of you, and this is just those of you that are out there that I get to hang out with, like, what does that mean to you? What does that mean when I'm saying, because I told you, when I figured out what was important to me, and that what was not being shared on social media, and I could lean into that, it was not the tools and the very tactical things that, Jesse, you and I have lived in, and we've done it, and a lot of people are doing it. What we don't see a lot of is the stuff grounded in the human beings and the brokenness of our industry, and how we are hurting people, we are killing people, and things that we see hard work being done, and it doesn't have to be. Like those are things that you and I resonate with, but also we realize people aren't talking about these things. People
Yeah.
aren't celebrating things that are making our industry better. It was very tactical. And
Yeah.
so to go back to Melissa to address it is, yes, there are companies that that have big mission values, all those things that they define on their website, that they that maybe they follow up with those things. But there are individuals like Christopher who, when he had his point of like, this is what's important to me, this is what brings me purpose, and that is not what defines your value inside your company.
Yeah.
That is what defines your value everywhere. And so are you leaning in and going, this is what's important to me. This is who I want people to see when they see me. And I can bring that into my company. And if you have some people that like, we don't want that, then you get to make a decision. And
Yep.
you play small inside your company, you play big outside. You play big everywhere. And for me, and I can say this just because I know it ended up benefiting my company because I was big and it got the exposure.
Yeah.
Then helped us continue to with our messages that we were trying to convey.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to add another level because of what you said was really good in terms of the personal brand and the business. But in terms of the business, I think there's another segment that obviously is growing like crazy, right? So there's the corporate, big giant, not big giant, big businesses, big corporations. There's that business brand. And then there's the entrepreneur, the psychopaths like me and Miss Izzy. So if you don't know Miss Melissa and you want to like get your stuff organized, she is the person to get connected with. And so at that level, it's different because I don't have finance department, HR department, and It's just me. Some of us might have a couple of virtual assistants and some fractional support and whatever. And so the reason I want to touch on that, the similarity is this, and I think you said it really well. When I think about personal brand, I think about values. The easy way to think about that, like to not confuse it and it ends up being ugly wallpaper, is what the hell is important to me? What do I give a shit about? Those are my values, right? I care about people. I care about leaders that develop and invest in their people. I care about making the industry better than it was when I found it. That's what I care about. And so that informs my messaging and all the other crap that I do. It's actually what I redirected my focus in terms of the services I'm providing and what I'm going to be communicating out there so that people know this is what the hell I'm an expert at, and I really want to do these things. There's some other stuff that I could do, and I'll help you with it, but this is the stuff. Yes. And so I get super clear about that. So in terms of like the connection between the personal brand and my business brand, there's no separation except that on my business brand, I have a different logo, right? And like for me, and I don't think this is true for everybody, for me, it's ultra important to stay true to the things that bring me fulfillment, right? And that is serving others. It's also what keeps me sober, right? Because I go the other way, and there's a bunch of service I do that people pay me a lot of money to do, but they don't bring me the same measure of fulfillment. They put a lot of money in my bank account, and because I'm an addict, that's dangerous. That's a slippery slope for me. But if I'm doing stuff that brings me fulfillment, which also fills up my bank account, I can continue going forward and staying on the path. And so I don't separate. Like I purposely, a long time ago, I removed the walls between work Jesse and private Jesse. Now I'm just me. And like you said, right, you can be quiet, you can be small at the office and big outside. I decided to be big everywhere. And was it scary? Was there friction? Hell yes. I got told so many, I remember the one irritating, disappointing one was working with the firm, and I like wearing the tank top, wife beaters, right, under my shirt. And somebody in the office said, "Hey man, like you're not in the body. Or why are you wearing, you need to wear t-shirts. And I'm like, oh, that sucked. And eat shit, right? Because this is, and like for real, I was worried that somebody would make that kind of a statement. And then it happened, right? So before I transitioned to t-shirts for a little bit, and which is me playing small.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? Piss on that, right? Like if they don't like it, it's okay. There's no violation. It's not inappropriate. Sure, it's not maybe as polished and professional, but this is who I am. And if it's a problem, I got a decision to make. I don't need you to change. I need to make a decision. Anyways, the whole point of that is, for me, not delineating between my personal brand and my business brand is easier than it is to have a separation between the two.
And I want to add, and the energy and effort that you have to put into transitioning from this to that could be energy and effort that could be moving you in a direction that is something that you could not even imagine.
Oh, amen. Amen.
Trying to I'm here. Like the energy that you have to go, okay, what lens is this? What setting is this? What platform is, like all of that energy that you just take a little tiny bit of that energy and you put it into, this is what I'm going to do. Like, and watch what happens.
Yeah, totally. It is misspent energy. And so, Jen, I don't know if you noticed, but we've only answered
one question, Jesse. We had 4. We've done 1.
And so I'm going to drop this next one. I'm just going to go to the end.
Yeah.
Because I think this is an important one for us to kick some more.
Wait. You're doing the 4th one? Okay.
Yes. No. If you,
I think the second one. I think the second one.
Okay. Let's do it.
I think that one. Then we can. Yeah.
So there's the second one. Who benefits? Oh crap! Who benefits from you staying small? Let me fix that. I don't know what I did there. What did I do? So Jen, like while I fix the edits, who benefits from you staying small?
At this point, nobody.
Okay.
If I stay small at this point, like I'm not doing the work that I could do, and I'm miserable. So like, I mean, I'm unhappy. I'm not excited about what I'm about to do, and the benefits of what my value is now limiting of what it could do for any room I'm in, any stage I'm on, any conversation I'm at, any job site. If I play small, nobody wins. Nobody benefits from that.
Oh, I agree, and I'm gonna come back to like the misery part.
Yeah.
And Maria, man, she ain't playing today. She says the haters and the jealous people. I agree with that also. And Joe dropped this earlier, and I think it's important connection to this. He says, at one point in time, I had an exec buddy that told me, Joe, you dream too big. I responded, no, brother, you think too small, right? And I know there's growth that happens in order to kind of get to that perspective, because it's not the easiest thing. Christopher says you can have small matching highlight bar, no worries. Like you can have small, like it's okay. You know, I love that you brought up the misery part, because I have had the same experience. Like whenever I was suppressing whatever, like all this awesomeness that I have, I was miserable. Like I was absolutely miserable. I didn't enjoy life. And like you touched on earlier, I had to put all kinds of energy to like, and part of it, I was an expert at it because of, trauma, childhood trauma or whatever, like reading the room and making sure I'm not making people uncomfortable, making sure I'm, walking the line. Because believe it or not, I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, I don't want to make any waves. And it sucked so bad. I got zero bet, but I thought I would. And I think that's the trick, right? Is we think playing small is good for us. And I'll go even further. I know my mom was like, Mijo, don't bring so much attention to yourself. Like, be quiet, be polite, share and all these things, which is really good so that I wouldn't get my ass whooped by mom because, right, I used to, back in the day, I don't know if they do that, if that's even a thing anymore, but we used to get whooped. And so there was benefit for me by following those rules as an elementary kid. Those rules don't work in the real world. and for some reason, I just kept carrying them forward. And I've had people that say, Jess, like, you just want too much. Can't you just relax? Like, when is enough enough? Like, this is me. And sorry, like, my job is not to make you comfortable. My job is not to make you happy. Your job is to know how to be comfortable and how to be happy. And if I violate that, your job is to remove me from your space, period. And so just to reiterate your point, Jen, like, me playing small doesn't help anybody. Mm-hmm. And worse, like, it's even worse. It's not like just a neutral situation. It has a negative impact on me, like, directly. And then indirectly, you said it, I'm not serving to the degree that I can when I'm playing small. And that is me underserving the community and the people that I care about.
Absolutely. Which then, I mean, like, what if we want purpose, like that, like at that point, if nothing else is I have purpose, I have reason, I have value that's going to contribute to something bigger than myself, like limiting that hurts everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody. Home, work, interactions, communities, like everybody. Because when you're miserable at work and you don't feel fulfilled, guess what? When you get home, you're miserable there too.
Yes. Go home and kick the dog.
Yes.
And so Miss Izzy says, staying small is the card I play when the muggle job or not my people aren't worth the energy. It's like conservation mode so I can pour into the value points. I love that. And that's a reality, right? Some of us are in a situation where we got to play small currently. Currently, I got to play small because, financially, whatever. Do that. But just save your energy and go pour that shit into something else. Go out and serve people, make the world better, and have a plan to, like, have an exit plan from the people or the situation that you're in that requires you to play small. It might take a year. It might take 10 years. But I know this for sure. If you're working on the path to that plan, life is different. It is way different. And Clyde says, boom, drop the mic, Jess. What you got?
Before I know you're about to go to randomizer, but I want to challenge. I want to do a challenge real fast. Is as you're listening to this, if you're a leader out there and you have people that are just checking boxes because they're doing their job, it's not worth the energy, and you're just allowing that to happen, you're failing them. Ooh. If you are the leader that's just allowing people to be in a checkbox situation, like are you asking them questions to find out what are they passionate about, what brings them fulfillment, what is it they get excited about? If you're not having that dialogue with your people, you're failing them.
Yep, 100%. And let me add some fuel to that flame. The leaders that are doing that are going to attract your talent away from you.
Yes. Yes.
Like, just keep it simple. If you ain't doing that shit, you about to lose them, fool. I love this.
Oh, that's one of my favorite poems ever. Yeah, go look it up, the arena. Yes.
The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. Oh, I love that. Like doing the thing. All the judges, the haters, the critics, the people in the stands, they don't get a vote unless you give them a vote.
Yep.
The voice is in your head. You get to choose whether you're going to listen to them now.
And we've listened to them for too long. We've listened to the people that get to be on the outside giving us advice while we're in the middle of something.
Yep. Take that away from them, man. Give it to you. All right. So okay. It is randomizer time. Man, we got a whole bunch of people in here today. So let's see who's going to win. And reminder, if your name gets selected, you will get an invite to 1 month pass for emotional bungee jumpers. Oh, Gloria, Gloria, I think I got your number, Gloria. Oh man, that's awesome. All right, girl. Well, you just need to be ready for me to send you a calendar invite, and hopefully it works out for your schedule. And then we get to hang out with you in person.
Yes.
And folks, I just got to put it out there. There are other ways to get access to the leadership development that happens in these online calls, and you can sign up for them. So if you're interested in building your communication skills, your abilities to connect with other human beings in deep and meaningful ways, and tinker around on some other like massive leadership skills, let me know in the comments. I'll send you the link. If not, just keep coming back because we have a lot of fun with you hanging out with us on these Saturdays. So Jen, I'm going to drop the last question.
Okay.
And if you could add some color to it, stir the pot a little bit while I put the link for the after party.
Okay, so just so you know, because we have a lot of people today that have been engaged that we've never seen on the after party. So really quick, what we do is we do have a after party after the live stream that you can click a link. You don't have to be on video, but it's where we get to listen to you. So we're all on, it's kind of like an open forum, and we just kind of talk about the conversations that started here. And then it becomes where Jesse and I get to listen a lot more than we're talking. And then you just click a link, and I think it's Google Meets. And so you can just come in and you get to come off mute and just talk about your thoughts or your ideas or a question or a challenge or things like that. So that is the link he's going to share.
Yes, yes.
And you're bringing a question.
Yeah. Let me bring up oh shit. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. It's an easy question.
I mean, okay. So, and this, I want you to think about this. Like, I want you to, and really think about this question. If nothing changes in the next 3 years, nothing changes, will you be proud of the version of you that played it safe? And I'm going to say the version of you of what you look like in 3 years, because some of you may not be playing it safe. Some of you may be trying to do some things. So if nothing changes from now for the next 3 years, will you be proud of that person? And so I'm going to put that out there, and I'm going to let you kind of think about that. I want you to think two things. 3 years ago, where were you and what were you doing? 3 years ago. Is it the same person you are today? So if it's very similar, then you got something, you can make a change now so your next 3 years don't look the same. And so I want you to think about it from both directions. 3 years ago, what were you doing? What position were you in? What voice did you have? What impact were you making? What did that look like? And if you start today and think about what you could do in the next 3 years, what are you going to change? What are you going to do different? Or you're going to be the same person you were 3 years ago that you are today, and that you'll be that person in 3 years. And so it's really, it says if you play it safe, but some of us aren't playing it safe. Some of us are. And what could you change? What's that little bitty, some small thing you could change today that you could be in a different place in 3 years?
So let me stir that up a little bit more, Jennifer.
Okay, please do.
Where would you be had you and I collided and you said, no, I can't do that because I need permission?
I would be, I don't even know how to define where I would be. I would still be in a place. I would say, I don't even say playing it safe. I didn't know I was playing it safe until you and I collided. So I thought I was doing the things I needed to do to progress, and I was doing the things I needed to do to grow. I thought I was doing it the way I was supposed to, but I also was very much in my head. Almost, it's like, am I worthy? Am I worthy to be bigger than I am? Ooh. And again, getting the right people around me, specifically Jesse and some other people, it changed the way I viewed myself. but I didn't know it until I started having conversations with people outside of my head.
I love that. Until I stopped talking to myself.
Until I started voicing the things I was thinking. And then
Yeah.
someone went, that's stupid. Or why do you think that? Or how has that helped you out? Like when people started challenging me to go, and then, but also, Jesse, I want to give you credit. You didn't just challenge me. You went, girl, you are doing these things. And I don't know if I even realized the impact I was having on someone like you or somebody around me, because I was just doing me.
Yeah. No, so, and I think there's an important point that I'm goofing around about, like having a conversation with other people than just the voices in your head. And so fundamentally, all I did was reflect back to you what I saw. That's it. And that helped you see a different angle. Yeah. It was true. It was true to me. It hadn't been true to you. And then you started wrestling with, and then you decided to let it be true. So what's the takeaway for the tribe members? The takeaway is this: tell people what you see.
Yeah.
The people in your space, even strangers, because at that point, Jen, you and I were like acquaintances. We'd run into each other at places, but we weren't like connected. And all I did was say, girl, this is what I said. Like, what are you talking about?
I have an idea.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I got an idea. You want to do
I have an idea.
And so it wasn't, I'm not a freaking licensed counselor, right? It wasn't, I don't have the certifications. I just gave myself permission to articulate my perspective to somebody that I could tell couldn't see what I saw. It was up to her to decide. And likewise, I think about it a lot, like, man, where would I be had that not happened? It would be somewhere on the path, but the path would look different, entirely different. And so back to the question, we got a lot of answers that I want to, oh shit, we're almost at time.
It's okay. Come on.
If nothing changes in the next 3 years, will you be proud of the version of you that played it safe? That's a massive question. Here we go. Oh man, here we go. Miss Linda, what's up, Linda? She says, this may be the first time in my life I can absolutely say, yes, so crazy, proud of her. And she'll have a smoking deadlift by then. Damn, that's what I'm talking about. She already knows, right? Like, you got to make those decisions. Mr. Gable, the uncommon communicator, says, I'm not the same person I was 3 years ago. I'm not even the same person I was 6 weeks ago, because he made a scary decision. That decision, I think, is going to impact the industry in a big way. Clyde says, if I played it safe for the next 3 years, I may be slightly happy, but probably not fulfilled and really happy. So the answer is probably no. I work too hard to speak my mind and hopefully continue to change and grow this industry. Hell yes. So folks, bottom line, right? Give yourself permission to do the crazy thing, right? And also know, once you decide, like, you give yourself permission and decide to take the step, it's not going to happen as fast as you want it to. I promise you that. And if it does, I want to talk to you so you can tell me how you did it. It's going to take time. You're going to learn a number of things about yourself, about how people see you, about what they actually valued from you. Like, you'll learn immense amounts of stuff. So give yourself permission. You don't need permission from anybody else. You need permission from you. Number 2, if you want to change the world and you want to have a massive impact and share your gifts and talents, there is no pathway. You are the map creator. You have to go over and through the terrain and discover the peaks and valleys and holes and U-turns, and then create the map. So all the time you're spending trying to find the pathway to do the thing you want to do and share your gifts and talents and have the impact on the world that you are called to have, stop. Start burning the path. Start clearing the path. That's am I
no, you're good. And I would just want to add to it is that, Jesse, are you where you are right now where you thought you would be 3 years ago?
Hell no. I'm like No.
Same here is I couldn't have defined what 3 years look like. I could define what the next step looked like. And so
Right.
that's the thing is you may have big goals where you want to be just define the next step because it's going to start shifting and it's going to start adjusting and it's not going to be what you thought it would be when you get to the end.
Yeah. Take the next rightest step.
Yes.
And today, what's the next rightest step? Come to the after party.
Yes.
I put the links out there. Hit the link. It's on the Google Meets. You don't have to have your cameras on. I know I won't because I'm going to be tinkering around here at the house because I'm hungry. But what we did the special Valentine's choreography, Jen. You got the music?